make sure that you've got a pillow or a towel, and we'll get started. So we'll come to lay down on our backs. You can place the pillow underneath your knees just for a bit of support, or you can always use it as a pillow. And then coming to lay down, just placing one hand on top of your belly, and then one hand just in the middle of your chest here, just around where your ribs are. And then closing down the eyes, getting nice and comfy. Just becoming in tune with the breath this morning. It's always a nice way just to check in with the self. Having the hands on the belly and the ribs, you can kind of see where the breath is sitting. And sometimes when the breath is short and shallow, you might be maybe a bit anxious. Maybe you've just had your morning coffee. And if you're taking long, slow, deep breaths, you might be in that state of relaxation already, which is great. You want to aim to slow down the breath. So on your next inhale, just lengthen the breath out. And as you exhale, just be mindful of any tension through the body. We tend to hold a lot in the shoulders. And we're going to move through a very basic 3-part breath exercise. So we start at the top of the chest where we inhale, and then we continue that same inhale to the ribs, and then we complete the full inhale down to the belly, and then we hold just for a second. And then as you exhale, we reverse that. Belly, ribs, and chest soften. So inhale up to the top of the chest. Inhale through to the ribs and down to the belly. Just hold it and then release belly, ribs, chest. And so continuing this 3-part breathing exercise here, there shouldn't be any tension or any straining. If there is any sense of anxiety or clenching or tension here, just release that and just come back to your normal breath. And this is a really nice exercise to calm the body, to calm the breath. And let's take 2 full rounds here. And once you've finished your exhale, just come back to your normal breath here. You might notice that there is already space in the body. Release the arms down by the side. Palms can face up. And then just walk the feet up. Give the knees a nice little squeeze into the chest. Take a roll around. And then grab a hold of your strap or your towel, whatever you have this morning. We're just going to wrap it. Oh, we've had some issues. There we go. We're going to wrap the right foot into the strap here. And then you're going to come all the way down onto your backs. So we want to keep it nice and gentle this morning. We don't want to be forcing anything. Keep the foot flexed. And then just allow your elbows to fall down. So the top part of the body is nice and relaxed. You can keep your eyes closed with this as well if that feels good. And just take a few gentle circles with the foot, just very, very small. We want to feel the hip isolating in the socket, just very gentle. Keeping the right hip anchored down here so that the hips are square. And then just see if you can bring the leg a little bit closer. Again, we're just asking the body to open this morning. We're not forcing it, we're not telling it. And then start to walk your right foot across the body. So I've got my straps in my left hand and I'm bringing my right foot across the body. And just notice here, when you straighten the leg, that how everything intensifies. When you bend the knee, it's just a gentle option. So float between both and just find that happy medium. And bring the foot back through center and then just take the foot out to the right hand side. I'm bringing my left hand onto my left hip, and that's just helping me guide that hip down. Naturally, our hips will want to lift and sway. We want to keep things nice and square and grounded. Bring that foot back through center and then just release that out of the way. We're going to take it to the second side. So left foot comes. Take the elbows nice and wide. Again, using the breath here to soften, to open through these large muscles. And start to take the left foot across the body over to the right hand side. If you're tight in your glutes or in your hammies, you'll definitely start to feel that pull. It's just should be a gentle pull though. On your next inhale, float the leg back up to center, and then we'll take it out, right hand to right hip, just to guide that down, that hip down. Leg floats all the way back, and just release the strap, pop it to the side. Keep it just nice and close, but pop it out of the way, and then bring the knees into the chest. Take a little roll around again, and then we'll come all the way up. So just start to rock and roll up and down the spine. And then we'll come up and over onto the hands and the knees. Hands are stacked over the shoulders and knees are stacked over the hips. We're going to take our left hand and just start to reach it up and over. We're going to take some really nice big arm circles. Really nice way to wake up the shoulders. And keeping that supporting hand nice and stable here. Belly draws in, and you can take your eye gaze with you if that feels nice. If it's too strong on the neck, just keep your eye gaze down. Let's do 2 more. And then reach that arm up to the sky. And then we'll thread the needle, take it underneath, take your cheek to the floor. So the left palm will be facing up, and we're trying to work that shoulder down. Keep sending the hips back. If you want a little bit more juice out of this one, you can then start to walk your right hand to the top of the mat. Take a full inhale. Exhale, release. And bring that right arm just underneath the shoulder. Press the body up. And then we'll come to the second side. Setting up again, same thing. Start to take some really nice big circles. Doesn't need to be fast. Start to sync your breath with these circles. Let's do 1 more here. Reach that right arm up nice and tall. Open the chest and then thread the needle underneath. Maybe taking your forehead or your cheek down. Option to take the left arm to the top of the mat. You're going to get a little bit more twist here, which is really nice first thing in the morning. And then take deep, long breaths here. And bending that left elbow, bring it back underneath the shoulder, and then come all the way up. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, place that hand down. So from here, I want you to send your left foot out long, and then your right arm will reach nice and long. So fingertips are in line with your shoulder. So all we're going to do is we're just going to slide the elbow and the knee in. We're going to keep our hips really still. Belly draws in, and then send it nice and long. So we're really working the core here, as well as that left shoulder. Getting my lefts and rights mixed up already. It's only Monday. So we lengthen and then bring it in. Let's take an inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Last one. And then float that leg. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and then bring it on down. Swapping to the second side. Same thing. Right leg is out long. Now this supporting hip, we want to keep drawing it inwards rather than sagging it out. Drawing it in. Lengthen away. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, slow and controlled. Two more here. Starting to feel some heat in the body. And release that one down. Just take your fingertips to the outside of the mat. We'll just take a few rolls in different directions here. Just a few circles through the wrists. And back the other way. And firmly placing your palms back into the mat. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes, and then come into your downward facing dog. Just like a big yawn first thing in the morning, enjoy that downward facing dog. Feel into your body. Take whatever you need. Maybe it's a few pedals. I know the back of my legs are very tight. And if you're feeling like you just need some stillness, then just listen to that. And then just finding some stillness through the body if you're moving. Belly draws in. Take a gentle bend of the knees and see if you can lengthen the heels towards the earth a little bit more. Lift up out of the wrists. And then hug the shoulders back and down. So draw the shoulders away from the ears. And together we're going to inhale, float up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, sink the heels down. Inhale, lift up onto the tiptoes. Exhale down. Let's do one more. Lift up. And all the way down. We'll take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open out at the hip. Again, enjoy that really nice side stretch here. Right knee will come through. Step it in between the hands. Might have to jump it through. And then take the back knee down. Coming up onto the fingertips. And then we'll float into our low crescent lunge. Keep hugging the arms towards one another. Now, I've got a few shoulder stuff going on today, so I'm going to choose to come into a cactus shape, but you can keep your arms lifted. Belly draws in, tailbone will draw south. Inner thighs will start to hug towards one another. I want you to really feel for this lifting. And take a final breath in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step all the way back. Floating up onto the tiptoes, take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Left leg to the sky, send it up. Nice and tall. Bend the knee, open out at the hip. Left knee will come through. Step it between the hands. Drop that back knee, come on up. And take a full inhale. Stay for the exhale. Release the hands down, lift the back knee, and then step it forwards. Keep the feet hip width distance or wider. And then bend the knees. Just allow the torso to hang heavy on top of the thighs. And find your ragdoll. I want you to bring your attention to a part of the body that might need a little bit of extra love this morning, or a little bit more attention. Now I want you to keep that intention in mind as we move through our flow. Releasing the arms down, and just give the neck, the head a little bit of a shake. I like reminding myself to just shake all the bits and pieces out of my head to get out of my head. This is a really nice one. Just to release and let go. Bring the fingertips to your shins and then take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Release. Let's do two more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Last one. Bend the knees and then roll up nice and slow. You can roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Palms will face up. And then just close down the eyes, feeling the length of the spine here. Take a quick scan through the body and just notice if there's unwanted tension and clenching, holding on through the body. Use your breath here to create just an overall sense of calm through the body. Let's inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, forward fold, melt the chest, melt the head. Take a halfway lift, nice and easy. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. We're going to lower the knees to start. You always have the option to go a little bit further if you want, or we can always pull back. So from here, keep the toes tucked under, and I want you to lower the body. We're going to come down all the way onto our bellies. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders. Untuck the toes. And then plant the tops of the toes really firmly into the ground. I want you to really anchor through the pubic bone and then lift up just very gently. Cobra. Shoulders slide down and away, and I'm hugging my elbows in towards the midline. Release the forehead down. And from here, walk your palms and come up onto the tips of the fingers. And then drag the heart space forwards. We're coming up. And release all the way down. Start to reach the fingertips to the back wall. Keep the palms lifted. And then we lift up, locust. Exhale, release. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Start to float the body forwards. Come into your high plank again. I'm going to drop the knees just because I'm looking after my shoulder. You can keep it lifted. And then come all the way down. Open through the collarbones. Hug the elbows. Good. Untuck the toes. Cobra. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Take the arms out nice and wide. Inhale, lift. Come up a little bit higher if you can. Exhale, release. And then take the arms all the way back, locust. Squeeze through the back body. Come all the way down, plant the hands, downward facing dog. We're going to take it through one more. In your own time and with your own breath, we'll float forwards. Exhale, come on down. We've got 3 lifts. Final one. Downward facing dog, we'll all meet there. And then from here, I want you to lift your right leg, take it to the sky, flex the toes, and then tiger curl. Draw the knee in towards the belly, step it through. Release that back knee down. We're coming down again. And I want you to inhale, lift up. Again, option to cactus the arms. I want you to feel for this hugging of the legs, the thighs towards one another. So at the moment, if your feet aren't hip width distance, just heel toe that front leg out a little bit wider. And then use the strength of the legs. We're going to press up into crescent lunge. If your legs aren't awake already, they should be now. And keeping the back knee nice and soft here. And take a full inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Finding your feet, you can have a little peek down. It's always nice to just see where you are in space. Ribs are stacked over the hips. Chest will open out to the side, but keep your eye gaze just gentle on that front middle finger. Noticing if your breath has changed at all. And from here, we'll flip the front palm, keep that knee bent, and then reverse, take it behind you. Stay for the exhale. Bring that arm down just a few inches in front, and we'll jump that back leg in. We're going to take it for a half moon. So fingertips might come to maybe a pillow or even float. Up to you. Listening to your body. Legs are strong here. Whoop, getting the wobbles. And then slowly bring your left arm down, square the hips. We're in our standing splits. We've got a bit more support here. Keep flexing that floating leg. Draw the crown of the head down towards the shin, and then take it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take it to the sky. Sweep your arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take it to the second side. Inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And from here, step back to your downward facing dog. Reset here. And then take your left foot to the sky. Inhale. Tiger curl. Empty out the belly. Send the body forwards and then step it through. Take that back knee down. Keep the toes tucked and then come on up. And so even though we are really working the legs, we're working the entire body here. We use the breath here to calm the body. So we're stimulating both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system at the same time. Take a big inhale. Exhale, come on up, crescent lunge. Keeping your focus with your breath here. It's really interesting noticing the mind wanting to take over with distractions, thoughts, patterns. Warrior two, unravel. Again, just having a little check-in with the body, seeing where the feet are. We have our front heel usually in line with the back heel or the back inner arch. And let's flip the front palm, paint the ceiling as we reverse our warrior. Bring that arm all the way down and start to jump that back leg in. We come for our half moon. Find your balance, take it nice and easy, no rush. 3, 2, 1. Standing splits. Bring both hands down. Embrace the wobbles if you're wobbling like crazy. And then release that leg down. Release the breath. Give yourself a little hug down here. And then take it to the sky. Send the arms up. Exhale, fold. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Drop the knee. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, stay. Crescent lunge, drive through the legs. Warrior 2. Sink a little bit deeper here. Reverse your warrior, send it up and over. And then bring it forwards, half moon. Stay here for 1 inhale. And then bring both hands down, standing split. See if you can bring your forehead a little bit closer. Release the leg down. Take a half lift here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, send it to the sky, Tadasana. Exhale, melts the body down. We're going to take it to our final side, half lift. Step your right foot back. Drop the knee. Use the breath. Come on up. Crescent lunge. Power through the legs. So keeping the breath nice and steady. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Keep that knee bent, that front leg extending forwards. Half moon as we bring it up, lift it tall, belly lifts. Standing splits. Find your fingertips. Release the leg down. And then send it all the way to the sky. Belly draws in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms. This time, let's dive forwards. Open out through the chest. Halfway lift here. Inhale. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. You have the option to stay here in your down dog for 3 breaths. Otherwise, we'll take a vinyasa to downward facing dog. And take a cleansing inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Let's float the right foot and then take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're going to take it wide for our lizard lunge. Hands will be on the inside of the foot here. You've got your option to stay here. What's really nice as well is to grab a hold of your pillow and to walk your arms down. It's going to just give you a little bit more padding, a little bit more cushion. If you've got a really big pillow, you can even place your head on it if you can go all the way. And just like how we started, we just use our breath here to soften and to open the body rather than cranking our bodies into positions that bodies might not want to go to or even be ready for. And coming all the way up, keep your pillow nice and handy. I'm going to just walk the right foot across the mat here. And then place your right knee down nice and firm. I'm going to use my pillow and I'm going to place it underneath my right hip. This is going to give me a little bit more height. It's going to allow me to square my hips as well. Now, if this feels really intense on your knee and it feels really intense on your hips, I want you to bend the back knee as much as you want. And then from here, you can just play around. You can come onto your forearms or you can come all the way down. Whatever feels right this morning. And you might shift around. You might move around from one option to the other. But just notice the difference between pain and discomfort. We're okay to sit in some discomfort. And take a full breath in here. Making your way up nice and easy. We're going to swing this leg around. Left leg should be in front. Right knee is going to, I'm going to face you guys. Right knee will come bent. Now I'm using my pillow because this is going to support me. I'm going to place my pillow at the back and I'm going to come onto my forearms. Okay. So you can use as many pillows as you like here. If that feels too much, if it's too intense, just keep up nice and still. Otherwise, you can play around with coming all the way down. We want to open through the front of the thigh. We're going to be here just for a few breaths. And then slowly to come all the way up. You can roll to one side or you can just press the body up. And then unfold the legs. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. And then we'll take it to the second side. So coming up into our downward facing dog. And this time, left leg will float. Take it to the outside. Take that knee down. And then again, playing with coming down. It's a little bit awkward to start. And you always have the option to stay lifted here. You don't have to come to the intense posture straight away or at all. And we'll take one more breath. Gently pressing the body up. We'll take our left foot across to the right hand side of the mat, making sure that knee is planted down. And then finding that sweet spot for you. You might not need a pillow on this side. You might not need props. Bending the knee or keeping it straight, come on down for our half pigeon. And coming all the way up, sitting onto the left hip, swing the right leg around, and we'll take it for our second side, hero's pose or half hero. This is the half version. And then finding your gentle back bend here. We want to aim to have both hips quite square here. And coming down, maybe taking a few breaths to sort of settle, maybe going a little bit deeper with each exhale. Wherever you are, just rolling over to the right hand side and untucking the left foot. Send the legs out long, and then just come to lie down onto your back. So you can give the legs a little bit of a shake, or maybe a sway, a little twist from side to side. And then we're going to finish with our happy baby. So if you can grab a hold of your big toes, or even the outside of the ankles. If you like doing happy baby with your towel or your strap, that one's also really good, really easy to do. You just place both feet nice and wide here, and then you just kind of hang out in space, which is nice. You want to send the knees nice and wide. Maybe taking a roll, a rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, sending the legs out nice and long, setting up for your Shavasana. Option to place a pillow back underneath the legs. Put on any extra layers if you need. Palms will face up, feet will fall out wide. And then just closing down the eyes here. In our Shavasana, our body will naturally start to do its thing, take over, absorb the entire practice. You might be able to just connect with any sensations through the body as you lay here in stillness. And if you bring your attention back to that one spot in the body, which I asked you to think of earlier, did you give that part the respect it needed? Did you honor that part? Whether it needed to be worked a little bit more, or maybe you needed to just give it a little bit of extra love. Did you listen to your body? We'll take 3 deep breaths in. Make them the biggest breaths you've taken all day. And if you're ready, you can start to introduce some movements back into the body. And feel free to hang out here and enjoy your Shavasana. Otherwise, just slowly start to make your way to a seated position. There's no rush. And just keeping the eyes low to the ground or closed. Just taking the next few moments just to really center your breath, being present here without having to worry about what's next. Bringing the hands to meet, bowing the head towards the heart. Thank you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.